right.
You never know. Plex, after all.
We do.
Doug,
Brian.
we're back in 2016, the month of February. We are at the state high school championship. Joined by the Brian Allen.
Oh, thank you, Doug.
Tennessee State swimming legend, Brian Allen. Sorry, I don't want to sell you short.
You may have overstated the case there. Tennessee State swimming participant in the past, I think would be accurate.
Well, better than nothing.
This is true.
We're joining you here with the very first seat of the women's 200-yard relay.
Going into the final leg, Hart in the lead, hoping to hold on to with West High down a little bit in lane 6.
It appears that
Rainwood in lane 4 seems to be closing.
It's lane 5. That would be the Harpeth Hall ladies.
The Harpeth Hall Honey Bears, I believe, unless they've changed their name.
They have taken the B final of the women's 200-yard medley relay. Our video's looking a little choppy. We're sorry about that. We'll keep working on it. We'll make it better. All right, so we're moving here, Brian, into the women's 200-yard medley relay.
The championship final, some of us like to call it.
The championship final. You might have to help me with some of these.
I think we're going to have to help each other, Doug.
So in lane 1, we've got
STEM.
STEM. We don't know who that is, but our
sadly no key was provided for us. We will try and do our best to make up for that as the evening goes on.
Lane 2, I believe that is Brentwood Academy.
Brentwood Academy Eagles.
Lane 3, Brentwood High School. Lane 4,
St. Martin School.
We're not sure. Lane 5, Baylor. Lane 6, Hardin Valley. Lane 7, Girls Preparatory. And in lane 8,
Skiz.
SGIS. If you've got a swimmer at Skiz, they will be in lane 8. We are looking at the pool. Lane 1 is farthest away from the camera. Lane 8 is closest to us here in the makeshift announcer's booth.
But nicely constructed by whoever constructed it. Doug, was that you?
It was me, Brian. I spent a lot of time working on that today.
One-man construction crew, you say?
That's me.
About you.
Now, we do have multiple camera angles. If we can get them for you, you might be able to get a little closer to the action. Action's going right now. Hope everybody's had a night.
Doug,
was it?
A low off.
Yep.
I missed that.
All right, we're about to start here. And they're off, Brian.
Lane 4, SMS seated a solid second ahead of Baylor. Good second going into this evening's final. Baylor has a pretty good history of, what did you call that? I don't want to call it sandbagging, but they slower, or has wildly slower in the prelims than in the finals.
That's correct. And all season, they certainly do well. It looks like lane 7 out to Entry School. 25-85 on the backstroke split.
Close to me.
Looks like the breaststroke's going to even up a little bit.
Middle of the pool moving up, especially lanes 3 and 4.
Allie Robb in lane 9. She's the junior national champion in the 100.
That's all to keep up with, Doug.
Certainly is. And there we go. Allie takes over. SMS. Butterfly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Doug. It's good to be back with you.
I think maybe we might have some of our video lag issues solved.
Hopefully. We didn't want to take a break from the broadcast world, the webcasting world. But sometimes technical issues arise.
I think that we've got a better setup. A
better feeding.
We are currently at 4 upvotes and 8 downvotes.
Oh no, someone took away an upvote?
So hopefully we can win you back. That stream, Brian, I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing, but
it looks smooth.
Thing of beauty.
Looks smooth, Doug.
Apologize for that inconvenience. Sometimes the Wi-Fi in this building can be a little bit tricky.
Some days it wants to work. Some days it wants to be a government employee. You know what I'm saying?
And you just never know what's going to happen.
You don't know.
All these snow days, it's like, man, is anybody even going to come to work today?
Who knows?
The Memphis University School Tigers, they're currently on the block. Let's see if we can get a beautiful shot of them. There those fine gentlemen are. For an MUS parent, you can wave, say hello. Congratulations to those young men on their relay victory. We're still waiting here, Brian. We've got a bunch of awards. So we'll be back with you once again when
flags being passed around now. Science Hill has won. Now a second flag moving up.
Got a lot of flags. We'll be back as soon as these awards are all through. Stay with us. Wow.
Live and in person.
Those awards. All right, we are on to the women's 200-yard individual medley, Brian.
Lane 1, Phoebe Brown. Lane 2, Rachel Krieger. Lane 3, Audrey McKinnon. Lane 4, Lindsay Sanders. Lane 5, Simone Digby. Lane 6, Mary Hannah Goschel. Lane 7, Abby Bowers. And lane 8, Leah Orton.
It does look, Brian, we have our Wi-Fi issues under control. Looks like a quality stream going out.
Webcasting a little more smoothly, Doug.
Just what we're after. Told you we'd get it worked on. Looks like lane 5, Brian Digby from the Webb School is in the lead.
Does indeed appear that way. The individual medley, a true test of swimming prowess, Doug. You've got to be able to do the short axis and the long axis strokes.
And you've got to be able to do them fast.
That's the point.
Indeed.
That is often the point.
Indeed.
Looking to win.
The state record in this event prior to this morning, 2:00:08 from Annie Kyriakidis in 2014. That record went down this morning. Tatum Wade's morning swim, 1:58.9. We'll see her in the next heat coming up. Onto the breaststroke leg. It looks like lane 7, perhaps. That's Bowers, or lane 5.
Inched up a little bit there. Rachel Krieger had the lead at the halfway point with a good backstroke leg. Phoebe Brown, a breaststroker in lane 1 for Franklin High School, trying to move up on the field. Oftentimes you will see the breaststrokers in what some people might describe as dire straits after the backstroke leg.
It's hard to win a race, Brian, when you only swim 25% of it.
This is true, Doug. Brown making the move and closing up, I would say, a solid 5 body lengths on the field there in those 50 yards.
Indeed, Audrey McKinnon out of lane 3, the fastest breaststroke split, 35.8. She's continuing to hammer here on the freestyle leg, turning first. It's going to be between her and Miss Digby in lane 5.
Looks like McKinnon may have the juice to get home. Oh, I stand corrected. Simone put the head down and went by in the last 5 yards. Your winner in lane 5 from the Webb School, Simone Digby.
Everyone enjoy that person's head in front of your view. We can't tell him to sit down.
We don't have that sort of authority here, Dog.
We don't. That would be rude.
We're merely here to make comments.
So, first place, Digby. Second place, Audrey McKinnon. And in third place, Sanders, lane 4. And they're walking out our 8 finalists, Brian. Let's give you the names. In lane 1 from Hardin Valley, that's Carissa Armijo. Lane 2, Lauren Mabey. Lane 3, Susanna La Rochelle. Lane 4, Tatum Wade, top seed in this event, who's won 58.98, set the state record this morning. Lane 5, Ella Nelson. Lane 6, Addison Smith. Lane 7, Annie
Kyriakidis?
Brian, you would have thought that with 2 years to figure
Karate
this out. Karate
Kiddis, I think.
Kiddis. Wax on, wax off, lane 7. Lane 8, Natalie Widmer. We do have Tatum Wade in lane 4, of course. She's a member of the national junior team, the USA Swimming national junior team in this event, and also participated at this summer's Junior World Championships. That's the premier 18 and under meet in the world. The galaxy, as far as we know, this is the only planet where swimming takes place competitively.
We have received 0 transmissions otherwise.
So quite an athlete we've got here. Should be a fantastic race for second and third place, Brian. Looks like third place should be a fair amount of competition. They're off. You're looking at lane 1, farthest away from the camera. Lane 8, closest to us. You cannot see lane 8 on your camera view because of the crowd.
You can catch a few splashes from lane 7, but not as many as we would like.
So that's Wade there in front, Brian. She's 25.8 on the way. Nelson in lane 6, 26.4.
Ella Nelson, a freshman at the Harpeth Hall School, I believe.
She is indeed.
2 minutes flat, .2 this morning.
Talking to Tatum Wade's coach, John Morse, during the warm-up, Brian. It was very complimentary of her speed in warm-up. Hopeful for a great race.
Coming to the halfway point.
Wade 29.2, Nelson 30 flat. Also a pretty good split for that young lady.
Ella Nelson, an Olympic trials qualifier in the 200 breaststroke.
That's correct, and the 400 individual medley as well. La Rochelle in lane 3. Pretty good backstroke leg herself, 30.2. She can swim some breaststroke. And this field has really separated themselves. Wade there in the middle, commanding body length lead over Nelson, who has the similar body length lead over La Rochelle. Both of those ladies 34.5 at the breaststroke turn.
Lane 7, Annie Kyriakidis turning very close to Susanna La Rochelle.
Kyriakidis, is that how you say it?
That's how it came out that time, Doug. I can't promise it's correct.
Indeed, we'll keep trying to get a clarification on that.
We'll talk to the Knights swim coach later to see if we can't get the correct pronunciation.
Here's Wade coming in, touching in a time of 1:57.8.
Ella Nelson making it under the 2-minute barrier at 1:59.45 is your second place swimmer. And Susanna La Rochelle from Girls Preparatory School rounds out your top 3 at 2:02.08.
And you know what, Brian? That's right. We have that scoreboard camera fixed as well. So you can gaze at the times.
And the order of finish.
Very Mardi Gras themed up there, Brian. Looks like someone here at the Sportsplex is aware of what's going on outside of this building. Surprising.
Also, it's never not a party here.
That's true. Always a party. All right, it looks like we are into the B final of the men's 200 IM.
From top to bottom on your screen, lane 1, Mitchell Lee. Lane 2, Sean Kerwin. Lane 3, Noah Stopkotty. Lane 4, Zach Althoff. Lane 5, Spencer Klinsky. Lane 6, Parker Kay. Lane 7, Ethan Bevel. And lane 8, Jack Kirby.
Lane 6, Parker, he's looking K here on the first 50. Seems to be touching first in a time of 24.8. Spencer Klinsky.
Good underwater work. Spencer Klinsky and Zach Althoff in a race here in the middle of the pool. Zach separating himself a little bit on that first 25. The higher tempo than Spencer.
Lane 4, Althoff still first. He's 27.6. Klinsky 28.7.
Now it's time for the battle 50, Doug. If you're a breaststroker, it's time to catch up. If you're not a breaststroker, it's time to really hope that they don't catch you on this 50 and you can be in a competitive spot going into the freestyle leg.
Althoff still in control here. The race for second is rapidly tightening up.
Noah Stopkotty moving up into the race for second.
Klinsky seems to be hanging in. Althoff 34.6 on the breaststroke 50. Klinsky 34.5.
Klinsky got through that transition turn better than the rest of the guys in the race for second.
Looks like Althoff's going to have first place locked up, and second place is going to be a battle.
It's like Stopkotty, Klinsky, and Parker Kay in a race for second now.
Somebody in lane 8 could be in the mix, Brian, and we would have no idea.
This is true. We have no idea.
Althoff touching first. Time of 1:53.7. Stopkotty.
The very strong back half.
Great second half by Stopkotty. 1:55.4. Third place, Kay from MUS, 55.6. And Spencer Klinsky touches in fourth place. Brian, you can hear those Science Hill High School parents. They are standing up for their hero.
For their third-seeded swimmer, Daniel Chang, Olympic trials qualifier,
Indeed.
200 breaststroke.
Quite an athlete. I would show you the pool, folks, but there are a lot of people whose backs of heads you'd rather not be seeing right now.
Between us and there.
We will work to get you a good camera angle. We're enjoying the company of two fine young men here in the booth, Brian. That's Dakota Hodgson, Tennessee swimming legend himself, and Michael Zoldos.
Former Stanford Cardinal.
Indeed.
Now doing some postgraduate training with the Nashville Aquatic Club.
Our lane assignments for this heat. Lane 1, Matt Bales. Lane 2, Super Cooper Bolton. Lane 3, Daniel Chang. Lane 4, Alex Hines. Lane 5, Patrick Kelly. Lane 6, J.P. Ransom. Lane 7, Liam Kaltenborn. And in lane 8, that is Jason Green. Like we mentioned, those Science Hill parents are really into it here. See if we can work to get you
Science toppers are super excited.
A better view of the pool. And we're off. The Vuvuzelas are out to play tonight, Brian. 2014, the year of the Clappy.
It was the year of the Clappy. The Vuvuzelas have made it, and they play a beautiful note.
They do indeed. Brian, you'll have
Daniel
to make the
Chang
call here.
out aggressively.
23-7 on the way for Chang.
Alex Hines turning right with him in 24 flat.
What's our state record here, Brian?
State record in this event is 146.29, set in 2014 by Sam McHugh. Daniel Chang pushing his lead right now.
Chang is firmly in control. He is also
Daniel
the phenomenal breaststroker we spoke about earlier.
Split a 24-5 on the relay earlier. I would fully expect him to be under 30 seconds on this.
Chang turning in a 50.00.
Continuing to extend his lead through the breaststroke leg. Alex Hines still strongly in second place. Lane 1, Matt Bales, looks to be our third place swimmer right now. Again, we can't see lane 8 from where we are.
Chang 30.2 there. That state record is under assault here, Brian.
It is. He's got to make sure he stays on the legs. Good last turn and aggressive underwater work. Gonna have to put that head down and get to the wall.
We've got a clear-cut second place finisher unless lane 8 has really moved up.
Alex Hines
Chang,
coming in.
46.52.
Just misses the state record of 146.29.
Regardless of
a
fantastic swim,
very impressive swim by Daniel Chang. Aggressive from the get-go.
Second place there, you can see on the big board. Mr. Hines, third place, Ransom.
Science Hill faithful very excited about Daniel's win. The Science toppers with a chant of "Let's go, Daniel." He did in fact win.
That is quite the Hilltopper mascot they've got, Brian. We'll try to work on showing you that. Kind of looks like a demon deacon.
With a stronger jaw, I would say.
Indeed. I'm not sure why that's a Hilltopper. To me, a Hilltopper is a rotund, red, Hershey's Kiss looking thing. But clearly the folks in Science Hill have a different spin.
Oh, 50 freestyle consolation heat. Leanne McMasters, Kayla Hubbock, Hannah Gerlach, Chloe Brandon, Natalie Van Noy, Wyatt Maloney, Abigail Rump, and Emily Gill from top to bottom on your screen. I would have told you the lanes, but by the time I did that, the race would be over. The old splash and dash here, Doug. Just got to get on the legs and churn as fast and powerfully as you can.
Lanes 4 and 5 there. Into the finish.
Lane 4, Chloe Brandon taking the win in 24.33 seconds.
Brandon from FCHS.
Second place was Natalie Van Noy from Ravenwood, and third place was Hannah Gerlach of TG.
And we're into the A final here.
Here come your championship finalists.
You can see the ladies parading there on the far side of the pool. Our bleachers are shaking up here with the Science Hill Fanatics.
Science Hill very excited for another finalist from their school, Heather Kudialis, who will be in lane 5.
Kudialis, that's a name we all remember from 2 years ago. At least
yes,
one of us.
Yes, it is. Lane 1 is Mary Caton Brakefield from Hillsborough High School. Lane 2, Madeline Griffin from Germantown. Lane 3, Ophelia Pilkington from Harpeth Hall. Lane 4, Sarah Thompson, SGIS. Lane 5, the previously mentioned Heather Kudialis, Science Hill High School. Lane 6, Julia Jane Eskew, Harpeth Hall. Lane 7, Kiara Norris from SMS. And Lane 8, Jessica Wingo from Brentwood Academy.
She'll be down there, folks, trust us.
Possibly related to Trey Wingo of ESPN fame.
Wouldn't that be neat? Trey Wingo, if you're out there listening, hit us up. We'll sign a deal.
Give us a tweet at NAC Swim.
I expect here, Brian, that you will see a lot of outside smoke. Both Brakefield in 1 and Wingo in 8. Better than their times here appear.
It's a clean start.
It looks like lane 1, Brakefield is first to the wall.
A little close to the wall on the turn, middle of the pool.
It's going to be quite a race here, Brian, between lane
Thompson
1 and Brakefield. Second place,
second
23.
place.
3 to Miss Thompson, lane 4.
5/100ths of a second. A much improved swim from this morning for Mary Caton Brakefield of Hillsborough High School.
Kudialis there in 3rd, Kiara Norris 4th, 5th place. Yes, indeed, 5th place. Looks like we have a tie for 4th between Pilkington and Kiara Norris. Eskew in 6th, Griffin in 7th, and Wingo in lane 8.
We'll now move on to the men's 50 freestyle consolation final. State record is 20.28, held by Chatham Dobbs from 2015. Surprise swim last year.
Great swim for the Dobbs.
From top to bottom on your screen, Matthew McFalls, Forrest Kollerick, Ford Ray, Warren Turner, Matthew Boyer, James Welch III, Garrett Grumman, and Chris Butler in lane 8.
You know, Brian, we've got a reseat on this event.
I may have accidentally read those wrong. I did.
It looks like down there on the deck they're just as confused as we are up here in the booth.
Excellent. I will run that down again for you. Hopefully it's correct this time because I'm reading the right sheet. Lane 1 is Chris Butler. Lane 2, Garrett Grauman. Lane 3, Ford Ray. Warren Turner in 4, Matthew Boyer in 5, James Welch III in 6, Matthew McFalls in 7, and Lucas Simcoe in lane 8. Talking to the Memphis University swimming coach before the final session, I found out that the reseat is because you can only have 4 scoring swimmers in any event at the Tennessee State High School Swimming Championships.
That is indeed correct, Brian.
They had 5 finalists, so they decided to take their 5th swimmer out and allow another swimmer from another school to have a chance at scoring points.
All right, we're off here. You know, there's a lot of whitewater moving around down there, Brian.
Lane 4, Warren Turner split a 20-point on his relay earlier from Memphis University School. He appears to be the man in the lead on the way home. Lane 7 also in the mix. Warren Turner from Memphis University School wins. Garrett Grauman in 2nd. And Lucas Simcoe in lane 8 taking 3rd place.
Moving on to the big boys here, Brian, the A final, the men's 50 freestyle.
Got 4 swimmers under the 21-second barrier.
That is that's a pretty good A heat, Brian, for the state of Tennessee.
Very solid A heat for the state of Tennessee.
The Memphis University School also of note here. 3 swimmers up in the A final. That scores a lot of points.
It certainly does. Both Christian Berry and Henry Keel under 21 seconds.
We will update you on the team score as soon as this event has concluded.
As we said earlier, this is kind of the heavyweight title fight of the swimming world.
It
Who
is
is
indeed.
the fastest man? Who is the fastest swimmer in Tennessee high school swimming?
We've got
full list of finalists here. C.J. Turner in lane 1, Gershwin Green in 2, Timothy Robb in 3. Christian Berry, your top seed in lane 4 at 20.47 this morning. Henry Keel in 5, Alec Connolly in 6. William McBride in 7, and Kevin Newton in lane 8. Your high school record is 20.28 seconds, set by Chatham Dobbs in a surprise swim last year, upsetting Christian Selby of the Baylor School.
Indeed. The fans all right. We've got the gentleman on the blocks.
They're off. Clean start. Looking at the middle of the pool. Henry Keel with the straight arm freestyle, although it looks like lane 4, Christian Berry out in front at the turn. Berry with a fairly high head position, but really driving home with the legs. Good length on the strokes. Lane 4, 20.48. Lane 5, Henry Keel, 20.58. And third place, Timothy Robb, in a time of 20.94.
Brian, Memphis University School going 1-2 there. What do you think that says about their chances in the 4x50 freestyle relay?
Doug, I can't imagine anybody who's going to be close to them if they put 4 finalists, and really their odd man out there, their 5th man, also making this evening's final heats.
Indeed. That's an interesting rule, Brian. I guess I understand the spirit of it, but I would be pretty disappointed to have earned my way into a second swim only to have a silly high school federation tell me that, nope, too bad, you are too good for our meet.
I think if you make the final, you get to score the points.
That's what I believe, Brian. Hashtag change that rule.
Hashtag what if they had done that to Auburn at the NCAAs? Auburn's men's swimming used to put, 6 finalists in the final, the championship final? You can't ask them to sit down.
The University of Texas last year, Brian, 6 men up in the 100-yard butterfly. The NCAA is not asking student athletes to have a seat. Maybe it's time for our high school federation to do the same.
Tennessee High School Swimming and Diving Association, isn't it, Doug?
It's actually a National High School Federation rule.
National High School Federation rule.
It is indeed.
Wow, my apologies to the Tennessee contingent.
Tennessee just following the rules.
You got to. Sometimes you also need to buck the system, though.
That's right.
Just throwing that out.
So we're on to the dive break. I believe. It looks like our big board has gone to diving. Of course, you know what that means for you and I, Brian.
It means snack time, Doug, because we know just about nothing about diving.
Well, I know what a flip is.
I know what a dive is. I'm not sure what the rest of it is.
I don't know that I can tell you anything else. We will set this up so that
we are going to swing it around and
you
make sure
folks
that
out there in TV land can check
sure
out
that
the
diving is on the webcast.
Give us 1 second here. We like to do our divers a favor, get them a little air time. They'll be diving on the 1 meter boards. Is that correct, Brian?
That is correct, Doug. It is 1 meter diving this evening.
Make sure we get our camera trained on the correct location. We've almost got it. Before we sign off here, we want to make sure to update everybody on our score.
I believe we have a decent picture almost set for the diving.
Looking into the team score. Looking into the team score here. Let's see what we've got. Brian being invaded here by some athletes.
Athlete might be an overstatement on some of it, Doug. Certainly swimmers, though.
Definitely.
Certainly swimmers.
All right, it looks like
the awkwardness is there.
On the
There's
teams,
no question
on the
pair swimmers.
I'm sorry, on the men's score. I believe this is updated after that 50 freestyle event. The Memphis University School in first place with 139 points. Baylor School in second, 108. Science Hill in third, followed by Brentwood and McCallie. On the women's side, Hardin Valley first place with 74 points. St. Mary's Episcopal School, Brian, that is SMS. We will keep that in mind for future reference, 67.5 points. Baylor and Harpeth Hall tied for third place. And the girls' preparatory school in fifth place with 52.5. Scooting over to our combined score, Baylor with a commanding lead, 170.5 to the Brentwood Aquabuins, 114. Of course, Brian, it helps when you're Baylor to have both men's and women's swimming instead of Memphis University School with just men.
That makes winning the combined team title a little difficult, Doug.
Look at that, Brian.
You got it rigged like an election, Doug. I think we're doing well.
I think we've got this diving ready for y'all. So we will leave you with some diving action. If you understand diving, you should be able to score it just as well as the people sitting next to it.
Absolutely.
Sitting being the key word.
Sitting.
Diving coaches, they love to sit. We'll leave you there, and we'll be back as soon as this is concluded. We'll bring you back to the swimming portion of our TISCA Swimming and Diving Championships. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, folks, we're back here. Hope you enjoyed what you could see of the diving.
We are back. Welcome, Doug.
Thank you, Brian. Welcome to you.
Time for the consolation final of the women's 100 butterfly. Kaylee Richard in lane 1, Jessica Green lane 2, Bailey Flynn lane 3, Che Quinones lane 4, Alyssa Hale in 5, Rachel Massaro 6, Isabella Brosvik in 7, and Mary Miller Goldberg in lane 8.
Looks like lane 4, Brian.
Race for the lead is in 4 and 6 right now.
Quinones is saying hasta luego.
She's hoping to say hasta luego to a win, I believe.
Lane 7, though, is moving up, or is that 6, Brian? Lane 6, perhaps.
I believe lane 6 is moving up, and Alyssa Hale in lane 5 made a move there on the third 25, but had a poor turn. Bailey Flynn moving up into what looks to be the top 3 in the last 25 here. Bailey Flynn finishing flying.
Flying in. Quinones, indeed.
Takes first place. Rachel Massaro in second out of lane 6, and Bailey Flynn finishing third in a time of 57.60 seconds.
We're bringing the ladies out.
State record in this event, 53.64 seconds, set in 2011 by Lauren Harrington.
Interestingly enough, Brian, Lauren's younger brother, Caleb Harrington, we'll see him in the A final of the boys 100 butterfly. Swam a qualifying time this morning of 50.2. Don't think that that'll be anywhere near the time he goes tonight.
Think he may have been saving a little bit for this evening, huh?
I think he was jockeying.
For position.
Indeed.
Our championship final here, from top to bottom. Lane 1, Julia Durgunov. Lane
Ultua.
2.
I believe that's our first athlete from Ultua.
Yes, it is.
Might not be, but
Lane 2, Ann
I'd like for
Dassow.
it to be.
Lane 3, Kiara Norris again. Lane 4, Riley Gaines. Lane 5, Allison McQueen. Lane 6, Melanie Mazcaldo. Lane 7, McKenna Morello. And lane 8, Zoe Whelan. Riley Gaines looks to be the favorite, a second and a half faster than everyone else this morning.
She is indeed, Brian.
Riley looks very smooth on the first 50, but still swimming with power. Very important to preserve the legs a little bit on that first 25, Doug. That way you don't, what do they call that? Run into a swarm of struggle bugs on the last 25.
Indeed, you don't want to be driving the pain train on the way home.
Never want the struggle bugs to infest your lane.
Gaines touches first, Brian, 25.94 at the 50. Second place looks to be Kiara Norris, 26.0.
Riley extending her lead a little bit. Lane 5, Allison McQueen turning about a half body length behind Riley. Looks like this is going to be Riley Gaines' race. Keeping the head down for the finish, and Riley Gaines is your winner in lane 4 with a time of 54.59.
Congratulations, ladies. Second place there to McQueen, 55.3. And Zoe Whelan down in lane 8, Brian. We couldn't see her.
The one we can't see.
But she snuck in there. Third place, 56.9. You can hear those folks chanting beside us. You know what that means,
The
Brian.
Science Hill Science Toppers, excited for another one of their own.
The scientists on the hill.
Your B finalists in lane 1, Sterling Burnett. Lane 2, Lane Alexander. Lane 3, Lucas Mills. Lane 4, Hudson Dobbs. Lane 5, Sean Kerwin. Lane 6, Joseph Hilliard. 7, Patrick Kelly. And in lane 8, Benjamin Griffith.
Looks like it was a fair start.
Hudson Dobbs out to a lead in the middle of the pool. Good underwater work. Looked like he may have held his breath a little bit more than you would anticipate someone to do on the first 25.
Hudson touching first, 23.5 on the way.
Second place.
Looks to be
Sean Kerwin.
Indeed.
Turned in 23.8. It's like Hudson has a solid half body length if he can get to the finish.
Looks to be closing quite well.
A little bit of tempo falling off there for the whole field. Dobbs takes the win in 51.09 seconds. In lane 6, Joseph Hilliard in second with 51.64. And lane 3 takes third place, Lucas Mills from Science Hill High School, the time of 51.95.
This brings us to our final heat of the night.
It's our final.
This is the final of the first night of the Tennessee.
It's the ultimate final of the first night, Doug.
It is the ultimate final.
Finalists are walking in now. Lane 1, Connor Forsyth, Houston High School. Lane 2 will be Elijah Patrick from JP2. Lane 3, Peter Lockmayer from Baylor. Lane 4, Jack McCagran, Memphis University School. Lane 5, the aforementioned Caleb Harrington from Best. Lane 6 will be Kalen Weaver from Memphis Home Education Association. Lane 7, Seth Chiropractice.
I think we decided that was Karate Kiddis.
Karate Kickadice. Karate Kickadice, I think is right.
Kiddice? Kidai?
I apologize for not being phonetically sound, but I think I'm pretty close on that.
Let's just have him known as Seth.
And in lane 8, Spencer Klinsky from Brentwood High School.
Let's show you the pool there. That would probably help. Raise you above all of these heads.
Doug seems to believe that the favorite here is going to be lane 5, Caleb Harrington, standing upright. And they're off. Clean start. Harrington first into the wall. State record is 46.64 seconds, set by Macklin Davis in the year 2012.
That was also the national high school record at the time, Brian.
I believe when he did that made him the third 18 and under 47 seconds.
I think he was the second, actually.
Second, you say.
Michael Phelps being first. Harrington touches the wall first there, 22.6, and is in firm command of the lead. Oh, great underwater there by
McCagran. Great turn
it
underwater by McCagran. Looks like Caleb will be able to hold on. Caleb Harrington wins in 48.74 seconds. Lane 4 was second, Jack McCagran in 49.20. And lane 3, Peter Lockmayer in 50.07. The Karate Kid, Seth Karate Kickadice, looks like he found a little bit of his water, came in fourth place.
He did indeed.
The time of 50.11 seconds.
Klinsky there, 50.13, just missing, going under.
Just barely above 50.
Great swimming for those gentlemen.
Well, it's been a fun evening of races, Doug.
It has indeed. Don't forget, you can tweet at us. We did have a few folks hit us up on Twitter at NAC Swim. Love to hear from you. We do apologize for the stream being shaky. The Science Hill parents are a little excitable in front of us.
They are, and they do a phenomenal job of supporting their team, but also of shaking the bleachers.
Indeed they do. So, we'll work on that for tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll
try to stabilize a little bit.
Let's get you the team score before we sign off for the night. All right, here we go. On the combined side, Baylor still with a commanding lead, 170.5. I'm not sure that that's been updated, though, Brian. The MUS boys, that's the Owls. Hoot, hoot is the war cry, it seems, of the weekend. 139 points in the lead. Baylor School men, second place, 108. Science Hill, third. Brentwood, fourth. McCallie, fifth. On the girls' side, we've had a change of leader here. St. Mary's Episcopal School in Memphis, 97.5 points. Hardin Valley Academy, 74. Harpeth Hall, 68. Followed by Brentwood and then Baylor.
And the Baylor School.
Great night of swimming. We appreciate everyone out there. Let's see. We know exactly how many of you there are out there. There are approximately 38.
We appreciate all 38 of you. Hopefully multiple people watching a single stream.
Indeed. And tweet at us.
At NAC Swim.
We'll be back tomorrow night a little bit before the start of our swimming session. That will be at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time.
Doug, it's been a good night.
It's been a great night, Brian.
So we sign off. I've got to go home and eat some Girl Scout cookies.
Indeed, it is that time of the year.
All right. See y'all tomorrow.
Good night.